So it's time to do a Jaden Ivey update. I've done a lot of videos in the past around my projection for him this season. I've done videos around the steps that I believe that he needed to take in order to have a successful bounce back year. I also wrote some videos that was the prognosis of if he could not do that, what would happen. But I think this preseason has answered a lot of questions for us, and I want to dive into that in this video. But before I do, this video is brought to you by Bridges and Stones Family and Relationship Care. You know, there are times in my life that I look back on and wonder why I did not reach out for support. I recognized how much I normalized struggling on my own in silence when I didn't have to. If I was an athlete dealing with an injury, I would have sought out a trainer or a doctor. If I couldn't figure out a set play, settle teammate disputes, or my role on the team, I would have sought out an assistant coach for support. Well, Bridges and Stones Family and Relationship Care is an opportunity to seek a well-trained supportive coach for your life. Don't struggle alone. Contact Bridges and Stones today for a free consultation and get your life back on track. Remember, none of us make it alone. The link is in the description box below. You know, Jaden Ivey, I said it over and over. He is an incredible talent. Straight up. He is an incredible talent. He is already in that top maybe 5% of guards in this league who have the speed, athleticism, the fast twitch, the bounce, to have a level of gravity on the court to where the defense has to pay major attention to him, not just be aware of him, but they have to literally crowd him in order to keep him out of the paint because he is one step, one dribble away from getting to the rim and dunking or finishing with a layup. And something I even saw last season, he started to develop a little floater, right? Shout out to Marcus Sasser, who I think encouraged that because his floater game is crazy. But it's to say that Jaden Ivey is not a question of is he talented enough to be a starting shooting guard in the NBA because he's not a point guard. The question was, could he figure out how to utilize his game efficiently enough to be able to be a factor when it comes to winning for his ball club? And I outlined in a previous video what the steps I believed he needed to do. The first one was he needed to become a point of attack defender. He needed to show that he can be a supportive player next to Cade Cunningham, who has already received his maximum extension. This means that the team is dedicated to him. This is his team. He didn't just get a regular extension. He got the max. The max extension is an indication that this organization is saying we are centering our future around him. And this means everyone else needs to fall in line. Well, last season, I think Jaden Ivey was figuring out, hey, I think I could be a number one option. Hey, I did pretty good as a rookie. I think we all knew by the end of the season, yeah, you're not quite him. You're still good, but you're not him. This preseason, Jaden Ivey has shown just that he can play alongside Cade Cunningham at a high level. At times, he was the better player on the court. I would have to say often he was the more effective, dominant player on the court. Cade has struggled a little bit to find his rhythm this preseason, but I think that's going to happen when the regular season comes. What Jaden Ivey has shown is that he can be a supportive piece next to Cade Cunningham on both ends of the court. Cade Cunningham is not going to be a lockdown defender. We are hoping that he at least becomes an average to above average Stephen Curry level defender. At 6'6", he has the size, he has the strength, he has the lateral mobility to be able to contain his man on the perimeter. But much like a James Harden, he struggles with when his man is off the ball. He loses sight of him, gets backdoored, he gets beat on guys slipping to the basket, things of that nature, and he can be out of place. All that's to say is Ivey is showing, you know what? At least Cade will not have to guard the other team's best guard. I got him. He's picking up almost full court, at least at half court. He's utilizing that 6'9" wingspan. He's utilizing that elite athleticism. He's utilizing that great size at 6'5" in shoes for a guard to be able to become a shutdown defender. Now, I'm not saying he's a shutdown defender just yet, but I'm saying is that with that size and athleticism, he is physically imposing on the defensive end. Most guards bringing the ball up are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". Even the ones that are taller, around like 6'7", like a LaMelo Ball, are not nearly as athletic as Jaden Ivey is. And if y'all haven't noticed yet, Jaden Ivey is jacked. This dude has gotten big to be able to take on the physical demand of being a primary ball stopper as well as getting to the rim. And this is the second point. Jaden Ivey needed to focus more on getting to the rim first than just taking and shooting threes. I've often said Jaden Ivey is an excellent catch and shoot three-point shooter, but his bread and butter is always going to be getting to the rim. And that starts in transition. Each time the Detroit Pistons get a rebound, and Lord, I can't wait for Ausar Thompson to come back, or even Ron Holland to get slotted into that starting lineup. Having two elite wings who have incredible athleticism flying out on the fast break every single time is going to be probably the Detroit Pistons' most effective offense for this season. I don't think that they're going to be a great executing half-court offense. They need to play into their transition game in a major way to find success. And Jaden Ivey is at the crux of that. He's shown this preseason that when he gets out on the break, he cannot be stopped. He is absolutely a blur out on the court. He reminds you of a young Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose and those elite athletes, those John Walls, who when they get out on the break, they're one-man fast breaks, Ja Morant, etc. If Jaden Ivey can continue to do that, this team is going to lean heavily upon him in order to have one of the top transition offenses in the league. The other part is attacking the rim in the half court, not settling for the step-back jump shots from the three-point line that led to his inefficiency last season. I think he is going to step into becoming far more efficient by attacking the basket, getting to that free throw line regularly. And I'm talking about 6 to 8 attempts a game. 6 to 8 attempts a game. That's why he put on that size, specifically for that. Now, the next part that he's also figured out is that when Cade has the ball, he needs to be moving. He needs to be the guy who can get to those open spaces on the court for kickouts, because Cade Cunningham will find you. He is one of those guards, those high-level scoring guards, who is mastered to a degree finding that sweet spot between looking for his shot and setting up his teammates. Cade Cunningham is an extremely unselfish lead guard, and he will find you when you're open. If Jaden Ivey can continue to move off the ball to ensure that he is in position to be able to catch and shoot and get wide open looks, he's going to be a great addition this season. And this preseason, he's shown that he can do just that. The last thing that Jaden Ivey needed to do was he needed to step back from being a floor table setter, facilitator on this team. He's not a point guard. And I think trying him out as such, I think, is a detriment to his maximizing his effectiveness and efficiency on this team. Similar to the video that I'm dropping, I don't know if I dropped it already, but I'm going to drop on Marcus Sasser. They've asked Marcus Sasser to take on that role of facilitator. They just don't have another one behind Cade Cunningham. Everyone else is pretty much a shot chucker, whether it's Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., Simone Fontecchio. These guys are just getting up shots. These guys are not moving the ball. And I get it. They're in contract years, right? Not Fontecchio, but Tim Hardaway Jr., right? He's in a contract year. Malik Beasley, he's in a contract year. They're trying to prove that they deserve to be in the NBA, that they have a niche that is needed in the NBA, and that is shooting. So these guys are not moving the ball around. Now, Marcus Sasser is struggling a bit to figure that out, but I also think Jaden Ivey was struggling last season to figure that out as well, especially without the requisite shooting around him. Now, I think in this season, we are seeing in the preseason so far that Jaden Ivey is going to be told, hey, you are score first. When you're bringing the ball up, if you don't have a simple pass, I don't want you sitting up there trying to run offense and tell guys to get into position. That is not who you are. Immediately go into the pick and roll. Immediately seek out a mismatch. Immediately put your head down, drive to the rim, see if you can get fouled or play make for somebody else. That is your shot package. We are not looking for you to set the table. That's not who you are. And I think that this simplified outlook for what his offense needs to look like is going to pay major, major dividends, not just in his effectiveness and efficiency, but also his confidence. He doesn't lack for confidence, but there's something about playing well consistently. There is something about your turnovers being down. There's something about having really good games where you're shooting close to 50% from the field, you're getting to the free throw line, you're impacting winning in a major way that elevates your game overall, right? When you start to find success, you get even greater buy-in into what your strengths are and begin to play more towards it. And that consistency allows your team to plan for it. And that is the most important factor here, that Jaden Ivey's progress this season that I am projecting is going to allow the Detroit Pistons to be able to slot him in next to Cade Cunningham and say, we've got this covered. This is our guy. This is what we can expect from him. This is what we will game plan on around him. And I think that's going to lead to a big year for Jaden Ivey. The outlook that I see for this season, one, he might be in the running for most improved player. I don't think he'll get it, mainly because the Detroit Pistons probably won't win enough. With Ausar Thompson out, I don't really have them winning more than 25 games this year. It'll be better than the games last season, right? But to get to that 32 to 35 that I initially projected, they're going to need Ausar Thompson back. Hopefully they put Holland in that starting position. He has an opportunity to prove himself. But the statistics in terms of Jaden Ivey this year, not just being a runner-up for the most improved player, I think you're looking at 18 to 20 points a game. I think he's looking around 18 points a game. But most importantly, his efficiency will go up. His efficiency. I think he's going to shoot somewhere around 46% from the field. I think he's going to shoot somewhere around 36% from the three-point line. He's going to get to the free throw line often. He's going to get fouled a lot, which is going to allow him to find his rhythm more. And I think with a simplified shot package, he's going to have the ability to be more consistent night in and night out. I think Jaden Ivey is going to have a big year. I don't think he's going to have a lot of assists. I think he's going to be somewhere around 3-4 assists and somewhere around maybe 4 to 5 rebounds. But I do think that he's going to be able to get a steal. I think he may even get like close to a block a game. He's going to fill up that stat sheet because he's going to get more minutes. He's going to be more consistent, and he's going to have a clear understanding of what head coach J.B. Bickerstaff and the front office's expectation is for him. Because you know what he wants more than anything? That bag, baby. He wants to be successful, but he wants that bag. We understand this is a business. And to get that bag, to get that extension that he didn't get, if he's going to get that, he's going to need to turn in one hell of a year. And that's my prognosis for Jaden Ivey this upcoming season. But as always, I want to know what you all think. Do you agree with my outlook? He's going to have a bounce back year. He's looking good in preseason. Holla at me in that comment section. Definitely share the video with your friends and get back to me there in the comments. And I'm going to get back at you too. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.